My Sharona. Checking Facebook status on a trampoline.
No kidding.
Who just talking about that?
Talking about. Nice. You know, I think they have this for PS3 as well.
God damn it. You and your shameless plugs.
I believe this
You're not
is
even
your
getting-
shield, Captain America.
You're not even getting paid.
Jesus. I don't know anything about anything.
What is that one?
Activision Anthology for PC.
Good find.
Yeah. Look at that.
Ooh. Winter vacation. Ooh. Look at that. That is beautiful.
And a PlayStation 1.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
It's beat up. It's nasty.
that's the cheap one.
I used to play Wipeout on that.
$6 for this. Alright guys, it was one amazing week hanging out with my best friend Will, hunting like the old days. It was so much fun, and at the end of the day we wound up at Pinball's Arcade at their new location out by Lakeway Mall. If you guys live in Austin or are planning to visit Austin, hit the new location up. It's so much better than the first one, let me tell you. To see that video, I'll have a link popping up here up on the corner if you want to check that out. It'll take you straight to our video that we did at Pinballs. It was a lot of fun. Check that video out. Okay, let's get to these video games, because let me tell you, there's a lot of it. And I mean, it's not all good stuff, but it's really fun stuff, I like to think. It's nothing rare or anything in here, but I certainly had a lot of fun going around finding all this. And a lot of the stuff you saw in the video, you won't see in my pickups, because quite frankly, we didn't pick up everything we saw. We just showed a lot of what we saw. So a lot of stuff we left behind. So everything that you saw in the video will be here showcased from what we picked up and what I picked up throughout the entire week. So let's get to it. First up, we have this SpongeBob SquarePants Lights Camera Pants. This really cool SpongeBob GBA game. I saw it there sitting on the counter. I went to a yard sale during the weekend, and it was inside of a like youth rec center, and I saw this game sitting on the counter, and I couldn't not pick it up because I picked up a bundle of stuff for like $5, so I couldn't tell you how much I paid for it. If you're going by item, I guess you would say I paid less than $1, because I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 or 7 items, and I paid $5 for it. So I paid less than $1 for this GBA game. I popped it in, and I gotta tell you guys, this is one very boring side-scrolling platformer. It's not very fun. It's very simple. It's very simplistic. The enemies are very generic. The attack is very generic. I just feel like it's not a very fun game. I'm sorry if one of you guys out there like this game. I didn't particularly care too much for this game, which is why it's probably going to wind up at Retropalooza. Alright, so we have Elite Forces Unit 77 for the DS. Now, I popped this one in just to get a feel for it and to be able to talk to you about it, so that I didn't have to go up here and be like, oh, I haven't played this yet. No, I did play this game, and believe it or not, I like it. It's really fun. Very unique. It absolutely utilizes the stylus. You can't do anything without the stylus. This game, I tried playing, like when I first started the game, I started using the D-pad, and then the guy wouldn't even move. I'm like, what the hell, man? Just I'm like, what? This game's broken. No wonder I found it at the yard sale. But then I started thinking, wait a minute, these games were stylus. So I popped out my stylus, and as soon as I touched the pad, the guy started moving with my stylus. And I was like, oh, okay, it's one of these games. You can control up to 4 characters in this game, but you don't control them all right away. It starts off as a tutorial with 1, then it builds up to 2, then it builds up to 3, then all of a sudden you got a team of 4. There's 4 slots on the side of your screen that carry each person you can control, and by controlling them, all you got to do is simply tap on that person, and then you're in control of that person. And then each person has their specific skill. One is a sniper, one is a bomb expert, one carries grenades, one carries a bazooka, and you can pick one of the people in your group to do certain tasks to advance in the level. Like one guy has to blow up a wall, then you pick party, and then everyone follows you up the wall. It's very unique in that sense. And to kill an enemy, you have to tap on them, and everyone automatically shoots at them. So in that sense, it's really fun, and you can see them coming up on your little... You don't see them right away. You have to kind of come up on that part of the map, and then they pop up on you. But by that time, they're already on you. So you kind of got to be paying attention to the top of the screen. Again, it's a really unique game. I really like it. Elite Forces 77, guys. If you find it on the cheap like I did, pick it up. Okay, these next 2 games I picked up at Goodwill for like $2. Yeah, $2. This is right there, $2. You probably can't see it, but the reason why I picked up this Incredible Hulk is because there was another Incredible Hulk 2 for the PlayStation 2, but it wasn't this one. It was more cartoony, comic. And when I saw the cover of this one looked like the one from Ed Norton. And I was like, damn, they made another one? And it's by Sega. You can't not leave something made by Sega. So I checked out the back, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks like a completely different game. And for $2, I wasn't going to leave it, man. I seriously, and one, I wasn't going to leave it because it was $2, and 2, I wasn't going to leave it because I didn't have it in my collection. And then the other one was The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I'm trying to go for all 3 of them. The Fellowship of the Rings, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. I've already picked up The Return of the King. I now have The Two Towers. And I've come across The Fellowship of the Ring. It's not like I don't. It's a very common game up on the shelves. The only reason I leave them is because they're in such bad shape. Almost all of them are in bad shape. Almost all of these are in bad shape. And the only reason I picked this one up was because it was in decent shape and it was only $2. Okay, so this next 2 items here I have a really cool story behind it. This one first. It's the Super Mario History from 1985 to 2010. It's the 25th anniversary soundtrack, and it looks really cool inside, guys. Check it out. That looks really awesome. I love it. It's a great looking disc. I actually showcased this. I found this about a month back ago, so I put this in a video of mine about a month back ago when I found it. I found it up on the shelf. I went up to buy this, but she couldn't find the disc. She looked everywhere. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry, man, but I can't find the disc to this. Just leave us your name and number, and if we ever find it, we'll give you a call. Well, last week, I get a call saying they found the disc. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I'll go by and pick it up. It was $10 for this. And from what I'm told, because I've already posted this on Facebook, and from what I told, this comes with the red Wii, the 25th anniversary Wii, and I have the red Wii. I just don't have the box to the red Wii, the 25th anniversary edition. Well, I was told this came with it, so, and this is really hard to find, is what everyone was posting on my Facebook. So I'm really happy I went back and bought this. Now, leading from this to this item, while she was finding the disc for me on this, when I went to go pick it up, this was sitting on the counter, and it's Fallout, the Classic Collection for the PC, and it has Fallout 1, Fallout Tactics, and Fallout 2, all for the PC, and these were made by Interplay before Bethesda took it over. And once Bethesda took over the franchise, they came up with the most awesome game ever, Fallout 3, which I'm kind of glad they took it over. I'm glad they took some of the history and lore from the first 2-3 games, and they just put it back into Fallout 3, but the way they made it, I love the way Bethesda made it. So awesome. I'm sure these are great in their own right, and for those PC gamers that grew up playing these games and say these are awesome too, I don't doubt it. I just never was a PC gamer growing up, and I'm still not a PC gamer, so I guess I'll never fully appreciate these games on this disc. Alright, next up, these two games I found at my local thrift store. Again, I always love checking that place. This place always has, I'm serious, like their drop off is like steadily throughout the day. Like every hour on the hour, people are dropping stuff off on their porch, which is why I go and check every day. And this is why. These two games are the reason why. And I found other games at this awesome place. Tons of stuff, man. Tons of stuff is why I go to this guy's store every day. It's awesome. The first one here, we have a game. I'm not very familiar with this game. I've heard of it. I've seen it around. I've just never played it. I don't know what the allure is to the game. And it's Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. And it's in really good shape. Really good. There's a guy that sells in my town a garage sale almost every week, and he goes and replenishes stock all the time. Stuff he can't sell, he just donates it to that local thrift stop or that local thrift store of mine. And I guess this is where I find a lot of this stuff, because this is hard to believe a lot of these old people in my town play these games, you know. So I don't know what Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is. I know there's a Dark Alliance 2 because I have it for the PlayStation 2. I have Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2, or Dark Alliance 2 on the PlayStation 2. And this is my first Xbox one, so I'm really glad to have picked it up. Looks like a really big RPG game. Looks really cool. And I honestly think someone in my town was a huge RPG guy, because right next to that one I found The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. This is awesome because I recently started playing Oblivion, and now I can go on to playing Morrowind, Part 3, the game before Oblivion. So that's really cool. I mean, I'm going ass backwards. I started with Skyrim, then I went down to Oblivion, and then lastly I probably hit up Morrowind. In that same stop at my local thrift shop, guys, I couldn't believe I saw this. This is one of the most awesome albums I've ever found out in the wild. And I found some pretty cool ones. I've just never really shown it to you guys. Nothing worthy of showing like this. This is one of the coolest LPs I found out in the wild. Check out this wicked awesome record. It's never been played. There's not a scratch on this thing. And it's green in color. And if you guys, that's not actually dirt or anything. That's painted on there. That dirt's painted on there. Just to give it that effect. It is so cool, man. This thing is so gorgeous. No one's ever played anything on this. You can tell this is in immaculate condition. I love it. I love it. This is great. So I picked this up and I started walking towards, I didn't know how much records were. But when I got to the front, she said records were $25. So I picked up this Suicide Silence album for, this goes into the sleeve. I picked up this Suicide album for 25 cents, guys. Check that out. Mint condition, quarter pickup. Alright, next up we have this awesome Bionic Commando lunchbox, which me and Will came up on at Savers. Now, yes, I know this is not anything new. This came out for a pre-order item when you bought the game Bionic Commando for the Xbox 360 back in 2008, 2009. So if you pre-ordered that game, which was complete garbage, this lunchbox was the only good thing that came out of that game. Seriously, if you've ever played that game, you can agree with me. That was a shitty game. And I was excited to buy that game and come home and play it. And when I got home and played that game, so fucking disappointed. Holy shit, was that game garbage. I would rather have popped in the old game. Even as confusing as that game was, I would have rather played the old one than that new bullshit they made out in 2008. This, like I said, was the only cool thing that came out of that whole fucking ordeal. And in the back, it says, Bionic Commando, current intel success, that this lunchbox is rad. Alright. And on the sides here, you got pretty much the level going all the way across. And I paid $6 for it. It wasn't cheap, but it was well worth it, man. If you go all the way across, you have the whole level. And he's swinging on vines and shit. It's really cool. So there's this new thrift store me and Will stopped in. And they happen to have a little rack with some DVDs and some PlayStation games. We left the PlayStation games, not because they weren't too cheap or anything, but because one, we already had them, and I just, you know, even to sell, they're really hard to sell because they're just cheap video games. So we just left them. But this was something I noticed when Will was walking away, and it was a God of War 3 sealed. And they only wanted $5 for it. Of course I'm gonna pay that all day. A sealed copy of God of War 3, in my opinion, the best God of War that they made. 1 was awesome. 2 was it was good. But 3, it was like they perfected it. 3 was the shit. 3 was awesome. I love 3. So that's why I was really happy to pick up a sealed copy for only $5. Alright guys, lastly here, I was on my way to watch TMNT 2 with Bebop and Rocksteady. I didn't go with them. I went to go see them on the screen. And I stopped at a brand new pawn shop that I never noticed. And let me tell you, they had games. Oh, did they have games. It was awesome. They had these games for $2. They had a bunch of other games for $2, but I only picked out the ones I didn't have. And let me tell you, it was one awesome find. Because not only did they say $2, but when I went to go pay for them, she only charged me $1.50. So I wound up getting all 6 of these games for $9 and change. It was like $9.60 something cents. It was awesome. I didn't even know I thought she messed up and didn't charge me for one. But it turns out when I looked at the receipt, it said $1.50 each. So she only charged me $1.50. So let's get right to all these awesome games, or not so awesome games. Alright, first up in this lot, I have The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy for the Nintendo GameCube. And I want to add, all these discs are in excellent condition. I checked them before she even put them in because I wanted to see if they were worth buying. And none of them were scratched. They were all in great condition. So for $1.50, I'm not going to leave a GameCube game behind that I didn't have. And especially one that looks as wicked as this one, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. This one I got really excited over because I love the movie. It's The Thing. I love the movie. I think it was Kurt Russell or Bill Paxton. I don't know how I can get those two confused, but it was one of those two actors that played in the original The Thing. And I loved the movie back in the day. So when I saw the game, I was like, holy shit! They made an Xbox game of The Thing. I got too excited. And for $2, wasn't going to leave it. Popped it in my Xbox 360, played it for about an hour, and holy shit, this game sucks! It's so boring! It's just going back and forth inside some Arctic fucking camp, and the only enemies are those little aliens that look like mousers, and then they got the big ones. They grow up to be big guys, but then they're so simple to kill. It's just so boring. This game was boring. I played for about an hour and I put it away. So this chick had my heart back in, when was it? 2002, 2000, 2001. Whenever Jessica Alba was Dark Angel. And she was my ultimate crush back when she was like The Thing. She was like the hottest thing out back in the early 2000s. She could do no wrong. Even in this fucked up ass show, she could do no wrong because she was like the hottest thing out there. And her game didn't do as well as her show either. I remember the show a lot because of I think it was the professor or someone that she liked that was in a wheelchair because she shot him in the back. He had a Pontiac Aztek, and this was set in like in an apocalyptic future where all the cars are fucked up and stuff. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. But that's why I remember it mostly, because of that Pontiac Aztek stupid car thing that they try to make futuristic by making it dirty and putting some pipes on it. It was so dumb. So dumb. This game is dumb. So this game I played on the PlayStation 2 and I had a blast. It was Max Payne. I remember playing this game late at night with my friends back in 2000. When was this? I don't remember what year. It had to have been 2000, 2001. And yeah, 2001. I was playing this game on the PlayStation 2 and back in 2001 on the PlayStation 2, and it was awesome. It starts off grimy as fuck. Like, I'm not gonna give it away, but when you start this game off, holy shit, it just throws you in the shit. Shit happens to his family, and it's crazy. And the best part of this game is that slowdown feature, that adrenaline shit that you get to do and accurately aim. You got to do that pretty much throughout the whole game. That's what pretty much sold this game, was that adrenaline feature. If you guys never played this game, pick up a copy. It's really cheap and a lot of fun. Now this game brings back a lot of memories because I used to play this game on at my friend's house. Carlos, he had a dad who really loved Apple products, and he had an old Apple computer. But I'm talking back when I used to play these games with him, it was the newest shit. So back in 91, 92, I was playing Wolfenstein on a Apple. I don't remember what kind of Apple computer it was, but we used to turn it on, go play outside, and when we finished playing, we'd come back inside and it was ready to play because it took so long to boot up. It was insane. And it used to make these crazy sounds when it would turn on. It was like a turbine turning on. So we had time to let it boot up. So we'd go outside, play a little bit, come back inside, boot up Wolfenstein, and I had so much fun with that game, watching him play and then me playing all the hidden rooms. And they kind of made this game the same way. To find the hidden rooms, I remember back when I played this game in the early 2000s, 2001, I was stabbing the walls just like the old game, and you would find secret rooms just like the old game. This game reminded me a lot of that first game, and that's why I finished it. It was so good. The new one too for the Xbox One. Oh, so good, guys. Check that one out too. Okay, and lastly, we have here one of the oddest games that was ever made. This game will get you banned on Twitch if you play it. It's one of the games. Twitch lets you pretty much play anything, but this game is one of the games that they banned from playing on Twitch, and it is BMX XXX. If you guys didn't already see that, this is the cover they had. This is inside out cover. You can take this cover and flip it, and this is the original cover that it comes in. This is the original side it's supposed to be, but someone flipped it to this chick, and I'm glad they did, because if they hadn't done that, I would never have noticed. I mean, I'm sure I would have noticed it, but I wouldn't have gravitated towards it as fast as I would have had I not seen this. This is fucking awesome. This game's fairly hard to play. The mechanics really are bad. And but other than that, it's got some great bonus features where you can unlock some softcore porn, and if you're into that kind of stuff, which I am, this is the game for you. $1.50, can't beat it. Well, that's it, guys. That's my awesome haul for the last couple weeks. I had an amazing time with my best friend Will, going around and hitting up all the thrift stores in Austin. Had an amazing time at Pinballs. And as well as myself going out to all my little local thrift stores, finding all this cool stuff for you guys to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit a like. And if for those of you who aren't subscribed, if you like these videos, I keep making more. So hit that subscribe button to see future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Okchief. Peace out, y'all.